Welcome to Drive Time, Rob and Jenna. You know, Jenna, I've been doing talk shows, sports here in Tampa for almost 20 years, and I don't know how to do today's show. I've never done a talk show where I knew that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a franchise quarterback, but guess what? We found out for sure yesterday. Tampa, you have a franchise QB.
And we certainly learned that. A lot of people thought that leading up to this point, but the Bucs trailing the Falcons, and on 3rd and 19, everybody thought he was down, including me, including all the guys on the team. But lo and behold, somehow Winston remained upright. And I even talked to his teammate Cameron Brate, who was on the ground, supposed to be blocking for him, and he said, the crowd just kept roaring, and I looked up, and I'm like, what's going on? And what do you know, Jameis Winston, not the most mobile guy in the world, but he just wills his way forward. I also talked to Henry Melton about it after the game, and he said, you know, that reminds me of my old teammate at Texas, Vince Young. Now, Young wasn't so hot as a pro, but if you remember what he was at Texas, he was electrifying. Winston was just that yesterday.
Now, Jenny, you were at the stadium. I was watching this on television. You couldn't believe what you saw. Dick Stockton, now I love you, Dick, but he couldn't figure it out at all. Dick Stockton, watching this play, called it a fumble recovered by the Atlanta Falcons while Jameis Winston is running for a first down. That's how much disbelief there was. One of the oldest pros in the business completely got it wrong because he'd never seen anything like it. But more important for the folks in Tampa, the biggest thing that the franchise quarterbacks do is they are the guys that you know when you are losing, when you are trailing in the fourth quarter in the closing minutes, they're going to get the job done. And after Doug Martin fumbled, Jameis Winston did just that, leading his team to victory.
He did, and of course, just a few plays later, he was able to find Mike Evans in the corner of the end zone. You know that Mike Evans has had some struggles as of late. He's been putting in a lot of extra work there, but in my eyes, a franchise quarterback also betters the guys around him, and a franchise quarterback also puts faith in guys like that. Even guys who are struggling as of late, he depends on them in those situations. He empowers them to believe that they can do it. You know, in the huddle just before that play, he says, "Who wants a touchdown?" And Mike Evans raised his hand. It was simple as that. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can. And that's what the franchise quarterback does. That's what a franchise quarterback does for the team and does for the fans. A lot of things can happen. These are the Buccaneers, but it really does look like there's a very bright football future in Tampa Bay. Because when you have the franchise quarterback, building the rest of the team is pretty easy.
Definitely building around him. And when you think about it, too, losing Louis Murphy, losing Kenny Bell, you're going to have those weapons back next year. So that's going to make things really exciting. And hopefully a healthy Austin Seferian-Jenkins. We did see him yesterday. But also, too, I just am in awe of a guy like Lavonte David. Because you give Matt Ryan time. You give him an opportunity to score a late drive there. You know, he's able to do that. But Lavonte David doing what he's been called on to do this year. Lovie Smith, Leslie Frazier both saying they wanted to see more out of him. What does he do? He seals the game with an interception.
Big win. Now, we're not saying this is a playoff team. That's a long way from here. But that's the kind of win that you build a franchise on. It's a great start. And it's just nice to be able to come in here and do something different. Talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their franchise quarterback.